I'm back, and I'm going to skip the fancy intro today because nobody wants to see me in a suit and tie, and I'm not smart enough to justify wearing it anyways. So let's get right into the material and pick up where we left off. You'll notice at the top I have the 12 tabs open that we talked about in part 1, and I have the 13th tab open that we talked about in part 2. If you don't know what those are, please go back and watch parts 1 and part 2 because it will benefit you much more if you watch that before this video. So let's keep rolling. We were discussing the iWindsurf website and relating that to cold fronts. Now, I want to finish up on the iWindsurf website because there's a lot of things on this website that I think people are missing out on. This is one of the very best resources that you can use when you're trying to get more sessions and more sessions with bigger wind. So let's start here. Go to the 3 little lines over here on the left and go down to wind map. Now, most of you are familiar with this, but if not, this will be something new. This is my area here. This is Lake Erie and Lake Ontario that you're looking at. Now, if you're in Europe or Australia or Brazil, you can zoom in on your own area. But what I want you to notice here is that on Lake Erie and Lake Ontario, you've got some of these meters that are in yellow. Now, the yellow ones are the iWindsurf or the iKitesurf meters, and you have to pay to get access to those meters. I highly, highly recommend that you pay the monthly fee because these meters have been so valuable to me over the years. I have gotten more sessions that I would have otherwise missed because I have access to the iWindsurf, iKitesurf meters. I don't get any kickbacks from iWindsurf, iKitesurf. I don't make any money from them whatsoever. I'm just telling you, in my experience, you're really going to benefit a lot if you have access to the yellow meters on the wind maps. So, aside from that, let's go back and let's look at my favorites list again. Okay, so here's my favorites list. I explained that I organize them from west to east. Now let's click on one of them. Here's one I use a lot. It's the Erie East buoy. And so you'll see the wind graph from this morning. And now you'll see you're looking at the forecasts. So what a lot of people miss here is this little drop-down menu. They look at the first forecast, which in this case is the iWindsurf Blend Quick Look. And then below that, what normally comes up for most people is the iWindsurf Blend Quick Look Plus, if you pay the extra money to get the premium. Then this comes up on the second chart here. But the little arrow gives you other models, other forecasting models that you can look at. Let's start with the second layer down here. So if you click on this one, you'll notice that you're looking at the Quick Look Plus. But if you click on the iWindsurf 2 kilometer WRF, it gives you a different model. This model, particularly this 2 kilometer WRF, is extremely valuable. And for me here in Western New York, it's really, really valuable for Lake Ontario. I don't know why, but it's extremely accurate for Lake Ontario. It's beneficial for Lake Erie as well, but if I'm going to go to Lake Ontario, I'm going to look at this 2 kilometer WRF every time, and I'm going to consider it seriously. You'll also notice that there's the HRRR. Well, the HRRR is what iWindsurf, iKitesurf is using for their Quick Look Plus forecast. So if you click on the Blend Quick Look Plus forecast and you click on the HRRR, you'll notice it's the same. So there's nothing much different there on the iWindsurf website, but you'll also notice that there's a WRF 5 kilometer. This is a lower resolution model, still the WRF, but it's valuable nonetheless. And then up at the top section, you'll see you've got the NAM, the North American Mesoscale, the GFS, the Global Forecast System, and then you've got the 3 kilometer version of the NAM. The 3 kilometer version is higher resolution as well, and this is also a great resource to use. So what I wanted to point out in this video is some of the things you might be missing on iWindsurf. A couple other things that are kind of neat. If you go down to the bottom of one of these forecasting sections, you can see the archive. So you can go back to pretty much any date. I don't know how many years it goes back, but back to any date and see what the graph looked like. Hey, that's kind of cool. And then one of the other neat features, not really weather related, but you have classified ads within the iKitesurf, iWindsurf community. So if you're looking to buy or sell something, that's a pretty neat resource as well. Okay, I hope this helps. And we're at about 4.5 minutes now, so I'm going to stop and we'll pick up with the next section in a couple of days.